Well, my plan is to get to Dunbar today. It's only about 15 miles. The wind is going to be west-southwest, going to be. I got up at 6. Beautiful light, absolutely beautiful light. But not much in the way of wind, but that's good. I don't mind wind. I don't mind no wind because something will come. And I've got a long time to get to Dunbar. So, highlights on the way. There's a fantastic harbour called Cove. Which has a kind of curvy entrance, look. It's a privately owned harbour. There's only 2 boats in there. Still only 2 boats in there, but it'd be quite interesting to get in there. And then into Dunbar, which will be up against the wall. This is St Abb's Head. Sails flogging around a bit. We've just got this little blast of sunshine and then it goes back into cloud. I think we're in for quite a cloudy morning, which is a shame because there's cloud rolling in from every direction. Might have to put the Tatsu on. This is St Abb's Head, and it's a beautiful place and should be full of birds, and it is for 6 months a year. It's absolutely packed with birds. They'll all come back in February, but right now they're just the caretakers here. But this sky would be full. There'd be birds everywhere, whereas now most of them have fledged and gone off. They're off with their parents, or they're just about to break with their parents. So there should be gannets and puffins here. And lots of seals. The seals are out eating the herring, the mackerel, which are just billions of them. The seals are having a very easy time at the moment. They have it a bit thinner in the winter, apparently. Up until now, I've been riding the tide past St Abb's Head, but the tide's about to turn against me, and there's still no wind, so it looks as though I'm going to turn the engine on and just kind of tick along the coast a little bit, look for this extraordinary geology. Further around the corner there's supposed to be a place where sedimentary layers go like that and they meet sedimentary layers going like that. And it's called Johnson's in Conclusion or something. I'll put a caption up as to what it really is.
Rocks and coves to bring joy to the most jaded traveller. The pressures from beneath have thrust the land up so that the sedimentary layers are almost vertical. It was this place that really blew the gaff on the whole Earth made in 7 days by hairy man in the sky idea. Dunbar dries at low tides. Not completely, you'll understand. The weather was great. KTL was romping along. At this speed, I'd get there too early. I could reduce sail or push on into the Firth for a squint at the bass.
There's the Bass Rock, massive gannet colony.
It sits like a beacon at the entrance to this massive estuary. It's white, not because of the colour of the rock, not because of the bird poo, but it's white with the bodies of the birds. 150,000 gannets. At one time there were far fewer here. There was space on here for a flock of 100 sheep. Not anymore though, the gannets are in charge. It also had a hermit for a while, and it was where the local Scottish aristocracy dumped their political prisoners and hostages.
The young ones aren't very good at taking off. There you go, well done, good job. Well, the wind dropped just as I came round Bass Rock, which is good, so I've had some lunch, a glass of wine, and over here looks as though the wind's filling in. That's good, and the wind's going to pick up, I can see it coming. I'd forgotten how lovely estuary sailing is. I've now got the Honda in here, which means that there's almost nothing in the water. You can see that prop. You can see that the prop is in the water, but only just. So the boat sails half a knot faster and it's quieter. I'm going into Dunbar, which is a bug of an entrance apparently. And they told me to tie up, there's a visitor's pontoon here somewhere, but you have to come in between Castlefoot Rock and Scart Rock. There are leading lights. Not always easy to find the leading lights in daylight. And then hang a right into the harbour, parallel to the harbour wall.
Now the tide had made enough for me to enter Dunbar, and the entrance is a bit of a nightmare. I waited in vain for another boat to follow in or follow out. None came, so I went for it alone.
3 rocks there, a rock here and a rock there, and you'll have to take my word for it, but there are leading marks up on the hill here. There's 2 more rocks over here with sticks on. You can see a stick there and you can see a stick and a rock. A rock!
Dunbar is a great place. It dries at low tide and has 3 levels of protection against storms. It's a Russian doll of a haven.
Look at this for a harbour wall. Isn't that astonishing? So apparently when you get a northerly, the waves break over here and this becomes untenable. So these yachts are not here in the winter time. Middle of October they're all pulled out. So when it does turn nasty, they raise this bridge, which then gives access to the inner harbour. The reason this propeller is here is because it was a Dunbar man who invented the propeller. Until he came up with the idea, it was all paddle wheels. Cromwell did such a good job of destroying this castle. That, really? You can't tell much about it. He sure didn't like it. However, he used the rocks to build the harbour. So, it was not a zero-sum game.
The castle ruin is perfect. It was said to be impregnable. At one time it was under siege by Scottish turncoats at the behest of their English overlords. The head of the house was the loyally Scottish and incredibly doughty Agnes Randolph, Duchess of Dunbar and March, known as Black Agnes for her swarthy complexion and black hair. Each morning during her walk along the battlements, She would demonstrate her defiance by ostentatiously brushing loose bits of dust off the stonework with a silk handkerchief. At one time they brought her brother up to the walls and threatened to hang him if she did not throw in the towel. She told them to go ahead, that way she could inherit the title for herself. Mary Queen of Scots was incarcerated here as well. Now she was a woman who had a thoroughly miserable life, and with a miserable end.
Been a lot of chopping and propping going on here. I look, I can see the signs of the health and safety people. Just spending a few morose moments in a graveyard. Man, there are a lot of military people here. Memory of John Lorimer Sawyers, Lieutenant, Bengal Army, who died from disease contracted on field service when aiding in the suppression of mutiny and rebellion in central India during 1858 and 1859, aged 31 years. Look, just been flattened. Face down, that's bad. It's a pretty nice graveyard though. If a graveyard can be nice. You just thought the vandals had been in. I mean, really, what are the chances of a gravestone? Has anybody ever been killed by a falling gravestone? It's bloody awful. This is a standard army 25-pounder. They came into service in 1940. My dad was a gunner in the war, and this was what he looked after, one of these. Good thing, he said, was that you didn't have to see the blokes you were killing. Which is true, Dad. Rest you.
Dunbar is now a wonderfully genteel place. Formal gardens and peaceful walks. At one time though it had a lido and was known as Sunny Dunny by the working class holiday makers from Edinburgh who flocked here in their 20s and 30s for a weekend of philandering in the sunshine.
Now look at this for a harbour entrance. There's a circle of rocks. Ruddy Nora. Well, I've got Lecky. Bayek, that's a long way down. Well, it's a beautifully sunny day today, and it's taken me about a month to get up here. I think I left the 1st of August and it's somewhere around the 2nd of September now. So I'm in the Firth of Forth. This is where I'm going to sail. Now, when I see a place I can think, that looks nice, I'll come back when the light's right or when the weather's right. My plan is to go across the Firth to Anstruther, or Ainster as the locals call it, and spend a few days there. It's £12 a night, cheapest marina in the UK. It's a drying marina.
trip across the Firth of Forth. It's a mighty estuary. The powerful tides sweep up past Edinburgh right inland to Stirling and beyond. So many great places to explore.
I just want to say that this is a delightful day's sail. It's just perfect. I'm somewhere new. I'm in an estuary. I've got a marina mud berth for tonight. Jill's coming up soon. The sun is shining. I'm on my boat. I have a happy family. How can anything be nicer than sailing? It really is an incredible thing. Just look at the shapes and the colours and the natural world. It's a group of gannets disappearing off towards the sun. This is going to be a wonderful place. It's a very Scottish morning. Wow, baby. You dude.
The Forth is going to be a wonderful place to sail. Great skies, strong tides, ancient harbours, wonderful cities, islands, wildlife, and all bathed in a lovely clear Scottish light.
blowing up nasty. Really nasty. I don't think it's going to last long.